Who are we talking to?
Ourselves! Welcome to another episode of the Mc&Marren podcast. Now, as we stated last time, we are talking about a nostalgic Halloweeny movie. This time we are talking about the Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular. This movie premiered in 2003. And to be honest, I don't really know else.
Can that even be counted as like nostalgia? I mean, yes, it's been 22 years, but that's not, nope. I refuse to acknowledge time's a linear thing. Time is a wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey bowl of stuff.
You're just saying that because you weren't really a big fan of the movie.
Also, she's a big Doctor Who fan.
Thank you, Colin, for getting the reference, and also thank you, Justin, for stating it. This was not what I would have included on my list of favorite family-friendly Halloween movies. However, it is Colin's, so.
Now, for the record, both Colin and I have seen this movie before, but Tori's never seen it, so we watched it in preparation for this podcast a couple nights ago.
Literally last night.
Now, I remember watching this movie because it premiered on Cartoon Network.
Every year, around Halloween, like clockwork.
And my youngest sister really loved it, and so we would watch it every single year. And I'm sure Colin saw that on Halloween and Cartoon Network as well.
Yep.
So, Colin, why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown on what Scary Godmother is?
Okay, a bit of backstory. There is an artist named Jill Thompson who went looking for, I believe it's her daughter. She wanted to look for a Halloween-themed children's book and couldn't find one she liked. So she decided to write her own.
Like you do.
And that's what started the comic book series, which the movie is technically not based off of. It's based off of a play that's based off the first comic.
Okay.
So that's a little history for you.
So the movie introduces into a group of kids named
Katie, Daryl,
Bert,
Jimmy, and his young cousin Hannah Marie.
Hannah Marie is the only decent person.
You're just saying that because her animation's better.
It is. Can I ask a question? Why, of all the kids, is it Hannah or Anna?
Hannah with an H.
Hannah. Why is Hannah the only one with pupils?
Because she's the main character.
The other children just have like dots for eyes, not buttons. It's not like Coraline. It's dots. And Hannah has really detailed and like almost anime type eyes. We ran out of an animation budget?
Their way they are designed is how they are close to how they're designed in the book. The reason they did 3D animation is for two reasons. One, Mainframe, the company who did the production for the movie, who you may know for Reboot, they have experience with 3D animation. Also, Jill Thompson said, "No, I do 2D. You do 3D. I'll do the 2D."
I didn't hate the 3D animation because it felt like this kind of story belonged with 3D animation, especially early 2000s 3D animation. So I didn't hate the animation. There were some times watching it where it was a little strenuous on the eyes, but it wasn't terrible.
To be honest, for me, the animation, especially like the background animation, was very much like a storybook mixed with like an early, basically, I think what I said was it was a Telltale Games video game mixed with a computer game that I used to play a lot called Nightmare Ned. Now, if you don't know, Nightmare Ned is basically a computer game where a kid is basically fighting against his nightmares. It came out in 97.
We got off track because Colin was giving us a synopsis of the story.
Sorry.
Similarly, the first book came out in 97.
Okay.
Coincidence? I think not.
So, what is the plot of the first book and the movie?
Okay, so we start on Halloween night. All the big kids are meeting up in a graveyard because why not?
It's Halloween.
And Jimmy is the last one to arrive with his cousin. Now,
I feel it should be noted that Jimmy is dressed up as the devil.
Yes.
Katie is dressed up as a cat, Daryl's dressed up as a piece of candy, and Bert is dressed up as a baseball player driving his SUV.
His tricked out cardboard SUV.
Which
Kids
doesn't
will
it have
be
a laser
kids.
cannon?
Yep.
It has a laser cannon.
It has all the upgrades.
Including a laser cannon.
Yes.
I'm just saying, it's 2025. Toyota, where's my laser cannon?
Now there is something you lose here because in the books, in the book or comic, we actually see them trick or treat and we see how slow Hannah is compared to the kids.
Okay.
But in the play and here, they just automatically say she's too slow. We need to ditch her to go trick or treating. Which the person who suggests that is Jimmy because he doesn't want to be a babysitter.
I mean, to be fair, as a older sibling, when your parents say, "Oh, you have to take your little sibling with you," a lot of times it's just like, "Really? Come on."
So their big plan is to scare Hannah by having her go into the abandoned, spooky house that is right next to the graveyard.
Like there always is.
It's a children's book.
The spook house.
Yeah.
And feed candy to the monsters, otherwise the monsters will eat all the kids in the world. Kid stories.
Like you do.
And they scare her. She tries to run out. They hold the door closed and she falls down, crying her eyes out in fear. And that's when we first meet Scary Godmother.
Yes.
Who, to me, looks like Miss Frizzle got loose in a Spirit Halloween store.
That was probably the main inspiration for the character.
I mean,
probably.
I'm not hating on it. It's the Scary Godmother was a great look.
Yeah.
So she, after trying for a bit and getting Hannah's attention, she asks her, "Hey, what scared you so much that you were crying?" He goes, "I'm scared of all the monsters." And Scary Godmother goes, "I know a bunch of monsters. We're going to do exposure therapy."
So,
And do they say how old Hannah is?
I believe in the comic she's about 6.
Okay, because they didn't say that in the movie, and that was a question I had the whole time, because I was like, she can't be more than like 5 or 6, but there are times when she looks much, much younger than she is, I guess. We need an age here.
yeah.
Anyway, so Scary Godmother takes her on a trip to the Fright Side, which the best way to explain this would be like a mix between Halloween Town from Halloween Town and Halloween Town from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Halloween Town squared.
You get the best of both worlds.
Takes her to her home and shows her the decorations they put up for the big Halloween party they're throwing.
Which are actually very nice.
And we get to meet all the monsters who are her friends and all of them represent a part of a Halloween party.
Yep.
So, Scary Godmother is the person who's hosting the party.
Yep.
The hostess with the mostess.
Yep. And then we meet her broommate, as they call it, Scully, who is a animated skeleton.
He is a skeleton in the closet. That is his job.
He lives in the closet. That's not a euphemism.
And he said there's many skeletons in every closet.
Yes.
Not all houses have them, but some do, and his job is just to keep secrets and rattle around and make noise.
Okay.
Which, sure, I guess that's a job.
Yep. And then we also have the
Harry,
werewolf.
the werewolf.
Which I had to ask this question of what was he wearing? He shows up to the party wearing a pajama top that has sheep on it. And why, Colin?
Because he's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
He's a wolf in sheep's... But Tiss, this is the kind of jokes you will encounter in Scary Godmother. If this is your kind of humor, this is the movie for you.
But
Now, Harry in the party represents the guy who never shuts up and is the moocher of the party because he
eats all the good food.
Yeah, he eats everything. He talks everybody's ear off to the point where, to everybody's annoyance.
He eats all the food.
But you're still friends, so you invite them to stuff.
Yeah.
The next are a trio, Max, Ruby, and their son Orson, who are all vampires.
They're king and queen of the vampires.
And they represent the married couple and
the kid.
Yeah.
Which, just because married couples have kids does not mean they are not fun to bring to the party. We have an annual Halloween party every year, and we have a nice mixture of couples with kids and people without kids. And quite frankly, I think we can all agree that for the annual Halloween party, one of our favorite things is to see how the kids respond to everyone's costumes, because they love it just as much as we do.
There's a lot of what they call morbid humor in it.
Yeah, there is.
So like
well, you're talking to a vampire.
When the door opens and she sees the vampires, Hannah immediately freaks out.
I'm scared.
And Scary Godmother is like, "Oh, I know it's a bit much when you're in the presence of royalty, but
the Scary
not what we're going.
The Scary Godmother does a great job of explaining to Hannah, or I guess not explaining it, but being like, oh yes, your fears, but you're not actually scared because they're monsters. You're scared for another reason. Yeah. Like, you're scared of the vampires because they're royalty. You're scared of Harry because he's such a theater buff.
So after they invite them in, Scary Godmother says, "Help yourself to the food," and they immediately start approaching Hannah. No! This is my friend.
It's like, not that kind of food, guys.
It's like, watch your words.
But Hannah actually gets along with their son.
Yes.
Like right off the bat, actually, they kind of start, comparing notes. Basically, like, do you go to school? Yeah, night school. What about you? I go to school during the day. How do you stand that much sunlight?
You still share a coffin with your parents? No, I don't have a coffin. You're homeless?
No.
That was a funny. I will admit that part made me laugh. You're homeless?
It's one of those things of, yeah, kids will be kids and they'll ask questions, and to that answer is just, oh my goodness, they don't have a home. What do we do?
Yep. And then the final member of the party is an actual monster named Bugaboo.
He's the party animal.
Yes, and he also is the owner of the house, apparently.
Another one of the roommates.
Yeah. So basically, the whole plot, as Colin surmised, is that Hannah is taking Scary Godmother to her house for this Halloween party, and crazy hijinks ensue.
Now, the whole thing is, realizing that the monsters are really just like people.
Yep.
That they're just doing their job of scaring people. As Bugaboo says, my job is to scare kids, not eat them. If I went around eating all the clients, I'd be out of work.
Yeah, although when Hannah first meets him, she screams pretty much to the point where she almost passes out. And Bugaboo's just like, if I put in this much work after hours, I should apply for overtime.
So throughout the whole movie, we cut back to Jimmy and his friends waiting on Hannah to come out of the house.
They wait out there for an insanely long period of time. Like, I'm just throwing this out there as an older sibling who looked after a younger sibling. Like, they're waiting out there for like over an hour because we watch all the lights go off because everyone's done trick-or-treating and they haven't gotten to go trick-or-treating yet. And it's like, at what point do you, as a good person, feel compelled to go check on your little cousin that you have just tormented? Oh, we're still going to keep waiting. Okay, we're going to keep waiting. Jimmy is not a nice... the last couple episodes, actually, I feel like a lot of times we talk about characters who are not going to win Parent of the Year award. Jimmy is not going to win Cousin of the Year award, okay? We finally got somebody to gripe at who's not a parent.
Well, that's the reason why he's dressed as the devil.
Yes, and you know what? He doesn't deserve pupils.
Now, at the end of it, after she's made friends with the monsters, and they realize, oh, Jimmy and his friends, they tried to scare her so bad, maybe we should get some payback. And so they put together this whole plan to scare the big kids, and Hannah will be the hero. And that's pretty much how the first movie ends. Now I'm going to talk about the second one, because there are 2 movies.
Which I have not seen.
You can find both of them on YouTube.
For free.
So this will be my commentary as Colin gives the synopsis.
So
First question. Do all the kids have pupils now?
No.
Just as still Hannah?
Yep.
Okay.
So, this one's called Scary Godmother, Jimmy's Revenge.
Dun, dun, dun.
And it's stylized like a talk show with Harry showing clips. And at first, he's about to start, and Scary Godmother comes in and is like, "What are you doing? You have chores to do." And he says, "I'm telling a scary Halloween story." She lets it go for now, but she will get him back later to help her separate the eggs for her dragon's fire flambe. Flambe. Separating the dragons from the eggs.
What could possibly go wrong?
Anyway, so the main story for this time around is that Jimmy now knows that monsters are real and hates Halloween because he thinks come Halloween the monsters are going to come and eat him.
Well, that's what you get for tormenting Hannah.
So throughout the movie, he tries to sabotage Halloween.
Dun dun
To
dun.
what end?
Well, so first thing he does is he goes to the pumpkin patch and smashes all of the pumpkins, like with his foot. Which, by the way, they actually remembered that, oh, yeah, smashing pumpkins with your foot, that's gotta hurt. So he's limping for the rest of the movie because he's...
Well, okay. Why? Why?
Because without pumpkins, you ain't got Jack-o'-lantern.
They can't make jack-o'-lanterns.
That was a joke from
No.
It was like, we can't have any pumpkins, but without pumpkins on Halloween, you ain't got Jack-o'-lantern.
Quality writing, people. Quality writing.
So Hannah Marie puts so from this, Katie says Halloween is ruined, and we see that the fright side starts to change. Things start going away because the land is linked to Halloween. So if Halloween is ruined, so is the world.
So like Halloween Town 2.
Pretty much, yeah.
But the results are a little bit more interesting than that.
For the first one, it is just things just start disappearing. Like all the jack-o'-lanterns go away. The house goes away.
Why does the house go away?
Because everything's going away. So Hannah Marie puts a positive spin on everything, saying, "They just made the mouth for us. We can still use these."
Okay, does that fix it?
Yeah, these pumpkins are better than ever, and everything goes back to normal.
Yay,
and
Hannah Marie!
Scary Godmother is now like, what on earth just happened? And why is it suddenly better? Second thing that happens is Jimmy breaks into stores all over town and sabotages the candy and costumes.
I'm pretty sure that's a felony.
Yes, it is. But you know what, kids?
And
No, none of these kids will be kids. No, that's a felony. And depending on what candy you're messing with, there's a lot of good quality candy. That's a serious crime.
Now, on the upside, he doesn't do something like poison the candy. He just writes poisoned on the candy.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Which is still bad and still a felony, but it's better than actual poisoning.
Oh my God.
And correct me if I'm wrong, he just puts like the biohazard tape over the costumes, right?
Yeah, he puts flammable on them.
Oh, okay. But
Okay,
like,
but-
And the stores cannot sell goods that have been tampered with. So,
To be fair to him, I'm not defending him, but most Halloween costumes, especially the ones you buy in stores, are flammable.
Yeah.
They're made with not flame retardant technology.
but I mean, he writes it on the costume.
Yeah, that's a felony. We're looking at jail time.
This time, a bunch of other stuff happens. I can't remember what happens the second time around. The third time is the most interesting one. But Hannah Marie puts a positive spin on this one by saying, we made our own costumes last year, and we can make the treats too. We could even throw a Halloween party instead of going trick-or-treating.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
So now the plan is to have a Halloween party, make their own costumes, and make their own treats. Now the question, where could we go that's big enough to host the party? The Spook House, which is still abandoned.
Like, they are.
Now, in actuality, Hannah has a key that she got at the end of the first movie.
It's a secret tool we'll need later.
Which allows her to travel back and forth between the fright side and the real world by putting it in any door. So, she's taking them to Scary Godmother.
Okay.
Now, third time this happens, Jimmy shows up to the spook house and TPs it.
Okay.
And this apparently is so bad it causes Katie to say, Halloween is ruined again. Which really, we should just stop Katie from talking
The bar
in this
is
movie.
very low.
But just stop Katie from talking and Halloween will be fine. Because it only happens after she talks. But in the fright side, Scary Godmother loses her color, as in she turns black and white.
Okay. I don't see a major problem here, but okay.
Scully can't hold himself together and just falls to pieces.
Okay, that is a problem.
The vampires actually turn human.
No, really, they go, you have lost your color. Look at us. We are pink. What is this beating in my chest? My heart? No, I'm alive. Alive. And Orson goes, can we panic now? Sure, why not?
Can we panic?
And then Hannah Marie says, with the teepee, it looks like ghosts. And everything goes back to normal.
Okay. I love Hannah Marie's optimism and just how that is apparently all you need to fix the problems of this world. I mean, the vampire becomes alive and has a heartbeat and is having an existential crisis, but the 6-year-old child says, it's okay, it looks like ghosts outside, and everything's fine. I mean, let's put this kid in charge of the national debt.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't like Bugaboo just shrink to the size of like an ant?
Yep.
Okay, that could be kind of fun though.
And then Harry
Harry says, I wanted to lose some weight, but not like this.
And then Harry becomes just a boring accountant, right?
No, Harry he loses his shirt.
So he's naked?
Yeah.
So he's just a wolf.
That's all that happens to him. I don't know what to tell you. That's
I
all
feel
that
like
happens.
everyone else was so much more inconvenient.
Yeah, he got the good end of the stick on this
Now, when everything goes back to normal, Bugaboo turns back into his normal size while still on Harry's shoulder. So, they go, is everyone okay? Well, other than this lumpy pillow I'm sitting on, I'm great. Get off me.
Okay. Karma.
Anyway, so the Halloween party starts up, and Jimmy sneaks in to steal the prize to ruin the party, and
let me guess, Cat says, Halloween is ruined!
no.
Oh.
He gets stuck in the coffin table for a bit because of shenanigans, and eventually sneaks out with the prize, and as he's sneaking out, Harry notices him. He goes, the candy is mine. And Harry, who is a glutton, just goes savage and wants the candy and basically attacks him.
Harry is very food-driven. He's a food-driven character.
He's very food-motivated.
Things happen. Bugaboo shows up because he had to leave to do some quick scary. He shows back up and sees Jimmy, and by the way, the entire movie, his face is frozen in a wicked grin because his mother said, don't make that face, it'll stick that way. And so it does.
Ah.
In the book, it looks like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde costume.
Okay.
But in the movie, he's still wearing his devil costume.
Okay.
Anyway, so Bugaboo turns up, sees Jimmy, and screams. And Scary Godmother says, "You know what? You scared Bugaboo. Anyone who can do that deserves the prize." And so he gets the prize. He realizes the monsters aren't so bad and Halloween is actually okay. And he and Hannah smash the candy pumpkin and they all enjoy the candy and it's happily ever after.
He's still facing a felony.
Multiple felonies, apparently. But so that is the plot
Trespassing onto the private property of the pumpkin farm. Destroying their merchandise.
Yeah, there's one. Then the stores.
Trespassing into multiple stores.
Mm-hmm.
And vandalizing their stock, which there are no cameras.
Mm-hmm.
No cameras.
But at the end of the day, don't be a Jimmy. Be a Hannah.
Also, there is one thing that really dates the movie in the first one, which is, so Harry ate all the food in the first movie. And so they're like, we're hungry and the party's getting started. What do we do? And Bugaboo suggests pizza. So they call an order. They get Harry to call and order the pizza from Diablo Brothers.
Diablo Brothers, yeah.
You buy, we fly.
Yep.
And they go, that'll be $196, tip not included. $200 in pizza? Yeah, 12 extra larges at. They're like, that's a good deal today.
Yeah, out of curiosity, does anyone want to look up real quick the cost of 12 extra large pizzas? And we'll just, let's see, let's go with a fairly affordable pizza chain.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, 12 extra large. And we're gonna go even cheaper here and say plain cheese.
Now,
no extra toppings, no nothing.
Now, I will say the best part of that is after, Scary Godmother is flabbergasted. Basically, Harry ordered almost $200 in pizza. The pizza guy was like, he's like, we don't have that kind of money. And the pizza guy's like, well, you could always, and then he pulls out the devil and was like, sigh for it. And she says, no, my soul is worth more than $200 worth of pizza.
So, there's your nice, happy, wholesome message is that your soul is worth more than pizza.
Yeah. But it's like little instances of dark humor like that. It kind of makes this movie, it kind of adds a little bit more character to this movie.
Colin is still looking up the prices of the pizza.
Yeah. Now, another one that's kind of add a little dark humor is that the vampires who they order pizza, they want A positive and O negative blood on their pizza.
They're vampires. They can't get garlic.
You can order anything else.
Yeah, but they don't have garlic. I will say, the only reason that I know about Scary Godmother before having previously watched it was because, one, Colin would talk about it, but two, it is because of this movie that Colin eats cheese pizza with black olives. He started doing that because of the Scary Godmother movie, and now that is his go-to pizza order, which I'm not a fan, but you know what? If your favorite food comes to you through the media of animation or any kind of movie or TV show, is it really that bad? No, it's not. It's part of your personality. I mean, how many kids in the early 2000s tried fish fingers and custard because of Doctor Who?
That was one of the cats. Hi, Freeze.
Yes. We have cats who are wandering around the room while we're recording. So if you ever hear a little meow, that is one of our boys. That's either Freeze, Parker, or Rogue. Say hi, Freeze, Parker, or Rogue.
And now he's not going to say anything.
Your silence is deafening.
Yes.
So Pizza Hut doesn't have extra large.
Oh, well, okay. Let's go with 12 large.
That would be $12 a pizza. So that's $144 plus tax.
Really?
So Pizza Hut's cheaper than the Diablo Brothers.
I guess so.
Good to know.
Not sponsored.
No.
Not sponsored.
Also, while we're on the subject of cats, there is a cat in Scary Godmother.
I thought we were gonna get one. I was like, not sponsored. While we're on the subject, be like, we have sponsors. No, we don't have sponsors.
No. While we're on the subject of cats, there is a cat in Scary Godmother. Scary Godmother's ghost cat, Boozle.
Which is adorable. I will
Yes.
say the ghost cat is adorable.
That was Parker.
We're adding ambiance for the Halloween series.
You ask them to speak and they don't speak.
Now, because the movie is early 2000s CGI TV movie animation, there are some kind of weird moments, at least in my opinion, because like Harry gets on everybody's nerves, and so the vampire decides to put him in order to make him go to sleep so that he shuts up. And he goes, you will go to sleep. And he's like, sleep? I know. And then you hear like a cracking sound, and his neck just goes like this. And he just like, wait, did he kill him?
No, he didn't.
And then he falls asleep. And he's just like, okay. That was weird.
Some dark humor in the movie. One of my favorite is, so in the first movie, Max is bemoaning the fact that he is 500 years older than all of their friends, and he's an introvert. He's not very good at parties. And Ruby, his wife, suggests break the ice with a joke. And while we don't hear the sound for the joke, we do hear the punchline. So other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you enjoy the show?
And then later in the movie, he says another joke, and his wife goes, now you tell the funny joke?
Or he's like, it's groovy, right? And his son goes, I'm so embarrassed I could just live, because the vampire's already dead.
Or in the sequel, Orson says, I'm going to look like a dork in a cape. Yes, you will be the Prince of Dorkness. Wait, dorkness is not good? What is a dork? Can we go now? I'm going to die of embarrassment. It's a little late for that, son.
Proof that whether they are 50 or 500, parents will always embarrass you.
Yeah.
But they do it with love.
Or at least they don't mean to.
Yeah, they do it from a place of love.
Yeah.
And not understanding what a dork is.
Well, I mean, when you're over 500 years old, you kind of can't really keep up with the urban vernacular here.
Another fun time-based question is, I just have to remind myself, it's the 20th century now. 21st century, my precious. Great! Now my watch has stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to be fair. Yeah.
So, we kind of talked about the plot and the whole Scary Godmother series. So, why don't we go around and kind of talk about like our honest opinion of the actual movie? So, Colin, why don't you go ahead and start?
It's a very nostalgic movie. I watch it every Halloween. Just because started with Cartoon Network, and even though Cartoon Network eventually took it off in 2012, which I'm still upset about, and Cartoon Network is no longer on.
Yeah, there's more problems than just that.
Yeah.
I still watch it just because it is corny, cheesy, but I like it.
Tori?
I can understand why some people enjoy it. It is not my cup of tea. There were parts that I found funny, but ultimately there are other movies that I would choose to watch.
I think Parker agrees.
Thank you, Parker. Okay, Justin.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Colin. It is kind of nostalgic for me because, my youngest sister, Sarah, would watch it a lot. And she was around the same age as Hannah, so she really enjoyed it when it came out. And, it just kind of was like something that we would bond over. So, and I do actually like the animation style. I do like a lot of the corny jokes. It's not the greatest, but it's just a little fun, nostalgic movie to put on.
Okay. I mean, I think that is, like, since you both said it, I think the part of the reason why you guys prefer it to me is that you guys have fond memories tied to it. I do not have a fond childhood memory tied to this film. So it's like I can look at it as an adult, I can appreciate it, but it's not going to have that same charm for me.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I also don't like black olives on pizza, so...
Well, to be fair, neither do I.
This movie is not going to change that.
Colin's really the only one in this group that actually likes that. So...
Yeah. Ultimately, though, I mean, well, if you have small children, and by small children, I mean a child under the age of 10, I think that this would be a good family-friendly Halloween movie.
Yeah, because the scares, there's not really that many scares. All the monsters and other characters, they have little fun designs if not a little simplistic.
And it's got, like, at least the first one, because that's the only one I've seen, it's got kind of like that wholesome messaging there that, you know, you don't need to be afraid of monsters. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
You know, you're in control type thing. So I can see the benefits of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Well, all right. Well, that about wraps it up for Scary Godmother.
Yep.
Join us next week when we will be discussing
Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School.
So excited. So, yeah, like we've said before, the entire month of October we will be doing family-friendly Halloween movie reviews. And we have discussed this as a group that this will become a tradition for the Mc&Marren group. So every year for the month of October, we will be doing family-friendly Halloween movies.
Yep.
Just because there's too many to squeeze.
There's so many out there, and there's only so many Wednesdays in October.
Yep. Obviously, we're going to have our own picks, but if anyone actually wants to comment and leave a suggestion for us, please let us know.
Yeah, and if you like what you're hearing, please like, subscribe, give us a shout out. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I think that's it for this week.
All right. Catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.